A friend of mine is in a relationship with someone who constantly asks, "As soon as you arrive, send me the location. I need to know where you are." Now on Instagram, they added the last access feature, and it doesn't work well because even if I close it, it remains active. And so, a jealous girlfriend becomes jealous and says, "Well, I saw you were active on Instagram, but actually, you were sleeping." Teenage online dating, two things that in the same sentence seem extremely ironic, but have become a reality. But what is it? Teenage online dating is the act of teens seeking out relationships, romantic and sexual, online, whether it be using social media or dating apps. The advancement of the internet has created an influx in teens using these outlets in attempts to find love. However, more often than not, love is not what they find. In this video, we will analyze the dating apps themselves, the mental health decline, and dating abuse they cause. Let's begin with the dating apps. Many of the apps that teenagers use are not technically dating apps, but instead friend making apps. These friend making apps are meant to help teenagers deal with loneliness by giving them an outlet to find other kids their age that have the same interests and hobbies. But that's not what they're used for at all. While some teens illegally use Tinder, Bumble, Hinge by faking their age and writing the actual one somewhere on their profile, many stick to the friend making apps. The most popular of these apps include Wiz, Yubo, and Wink. The happenings on these teenage dating apps are so concerning because they're practically breeding grounds for grooming, sexual abuse, and exploitation of minors. It's tested in Ali Dracasso's video, The Horrors of Child Dating Apps, that the age restrictions present on these sites are not reliable enough to stop predators. To understand the way these apps operate can help develop the foundation of why later examples of the negative effects of teenage online dating occur. Now that we've discussed the dating apps used for teenage online dating and the disturbing things that can happen on them, we can dive into the effects they have on teens. Let's begin with the repercussions they have on mental health. A study done by the American Psychological Association tests the relationship between constant online dating and decline in mental health for teens. Well, the results of their experiment was it could not be fully determined that online dating directly led to a decline in mental health. They were able to discover that there was a correlation between those who had weakening mental health and a higher time spent on apps in the given week. This correlation they found cannot be overlooked because it gives us an insight into another reason why teenage online dating is dangerous. Finally, with all the information discussed about teenage online dating, we can bring up our last topic of contention: digital dating abuse. Unlike classic abuse, digital dating abuse is unique because it's something that hasn't previously existed without the internet. Teenage online dating has tested the question: what is normal or abuse in a relationship? A study done in Rome, Italy, discusses this question by talking to multiple teenagers about their experience with teenage online dating. Through these interviews, they were able to discover that some natural parts of their relationships are actually abuse that has become normalized as just part of a relationship. For example, it is very common among teenage relationships to share location with your partner at all times. This, however, can be very dangerous because it can end up leading to digital dating abuse. Some argue that teenage online dating isn't as dangerous as it sounds because most teens don't actually do it. This perspective claims that the majority of teens use these apps casually, jokingly, or not at all, so the risks are exaggerated. Supporters of this view believe online dating is mostly harmless because teens treat it as entertainment, swiping out of boredom rather than actual pursuit. And if teens aren't using these apps seriously, then the dangers must be minimal, right? Wrong. This argument completely ignores the reality of teens who do use these apps seriously, while also undermining the fact that those teens are the most vulnerable to harm. Even if online dating isn't universal, the teens who turn to it are often the ones dealing with loneliness, low self esteem, or wanting validation. Unlike offline dating, where a whole friend group or community sees what's happening, online dating isolates teens in private conversations with people who might lie about their age, intentions, or identity. Ultimately, teenage online dating isn't just another harmless part of growing up, it's much bigger. Even if not every teen faces these apps, the ones who do face real risks from unsafe platforms, declining mental health, and digital dating abuse. Even if not every teen faces these apps, the ones that do face real risks from unsafe platforms, declining mental health, and digital dating abuse that has become almost normalized. The argument that most teens don't actually do it doesn't erase the harm happening to those who do. These apps move too fast, offer too little protection, and place too much pressure on teens who aren't ready for the intensity online relationships create. So, the takeaway is simple: we need to pay attention. Teens, parents, and schools must understand the dangers before they can create lasting impact. Until then, teenage online dating will remain more harmful than helpful.